Welcome back, everybody, back to Creative Eye and our Out of the Theater movie reaction. Non-spoiler for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Life is a mystery.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Yes, so
First of all, we just got back from seeing Deadpool Wolverine just a few moments ago, and I'm exhausted.
totally,
You know what I
totally
mean?
exhausted.
Yo, I am exhausted. Hey, so one thing before we move on with this non-spoiler reaction is our particular movie theater where we were. We thought that they might have the Wolverine popcorn buckets with the big mouth, but they didn't. They had these ones right here. Pretty cool tin. It has a lid and everything. It's pretty cool, but I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool little tin popcorn bucket, and also with it came the cup, and it has like holograms on it. You know, you move such a way, and the images will change with Wolverine on top. But that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So now, on to the reaction. I will let you go first.
Let me tell you.
And don't worry, we won't spoil anything for you guys,
No.
but this is what we thought.
Listen, that movie. First off, the cameos. Wow.
For real.
I expected one.
Right.
The others, like, wow. Like, I was like, what? No way. Yo, this is crazy. But nonstop action, okay, and nonstop laughter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have never been more exhausted from a movie. I can't even think.
Right.
The last time I've ever had a movie exhaust me that much.
Right,
Where I
right.
felt like this movie was like 3 hours. That's how long it felt, and how much of a presence this movie was that made it feel that way. Mm-hmm. Right? The nostalgia of it as well.
Right.
A lot of throwbacks. Just, this was a great movie. By far one of the greatest movies that has been out this year. Okay.
Gotcha.
Besides like Dune 2,
Uh-huh.
this one, right?
Gotcha.
And how, of course, it started off, and this from beginning, middle to end. A whole bunch of other stuff going on. Like I said, it's a non-spoiler.
Right.
But I will say this was a great movie. Great movie.
I agree. It's from the beginning to end, it's nonstop. It's like it didn't let. I mean, there was little breaks in between, but it didn't even.
Yeah, what
it
little
just kept
breaks?
going and going, and it's like, oh my god, You know, the action was awesome. The dialogue was great. It was hilarious. Probably one of the funniest ones MCU now movies that I've seen. The action was crazy. Like Angie said, the cameos were crazy. Every cameo had a purpose. You know what I mean? Wolverine, Hugh Jackman was great. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool was great. Everything was just awesome. It felt like it was an awesome opening. The opening was crazy.
The opening was crazy.
Yeah, the opening was crazy.
And I felt like I was the only one that was singing along.
Right. It was off the chain. Let's see. It's the movie was something. Now, of course, you know, for me, it was a great movie. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not going to be perfect. You know, there was little things here and there. I was like, oh, but the movie itself made up for those little things. It didn't even matter. It didn't even, like, you know, make a difference to me. It was just a great movie. I had fun. It's been a long time since I had this much fun in a Marvel movie. It was just everything was just awesome to me. The cameos, the storyline, the villains. The thing I have to say about the villains is they're really, to me there wasn't really like a main villain.
It wasn't.
That's what I was surprised about. There wasn't like a main villain. I mean, there was, as you've seen in the trailers and stuff like that, you saw Cassandra Nova and stuff as far as being the one that stood out. But I don't know if I really consider, her like the main villain. I think there was something that, like, I think the purpose of what was going on in the plot was really the villain, and somebody else, so you might feel different, but that's how I felt. Like there wasn't like, a main, like
right,
a lot of people expected to be a Thanos type, or, a villain that stood out. Cassandra Nova did well. I think she stood out for who she was, but I don't know if I would consider her like the main only villain in the movie.
She was more like, in my opinion, like the bad girl.
Right. So, but I mean, it's hard to really talk about the movie without giving anything away.
No,
that's the only thing. You know what I mean? I mean, because I want to say this, and this, but that will give you some info about what goes on.
It'll give too much. It'll give a lot away,
right?
For what we probably have in our mind. Because I was having the same thoughts as you was talking about Cassandra Nova.
Right.
I was just like, wait, we can't say that. Oh,
it was great to see Hugh Jackman in the comic accurate suit, but there's so many callbacks dealing with Wolverine. He brought, I think, like the emotional tone also to the movie. Because of things that he's dealing with in his life and things that he went through. Even Deadpool a little bit brought some emotionality. He was mostly the humor, but he had a little bit of it too because of what he was trying to do. All the cast of characters were just great. You saw on the trailer, Dogpool was cute, man. Even though that dog won, like, I think in Britain, ugliest dog or something like that. That dog was he was a cute dog. I mean, it's hard to really put into words kind of like how to really speak about it in just your normal everyday terms instead of talking to it like, a critic, because otherwise we give away stuff. The pace was fast. Like it was nonstop. Like Angie said, it felt longer. I think because it just felt like there was so much happening, and going on, and like it had its little breaks, but soon, I think, what I think it is. I think with the breaks that it did have, the breaks were like, oh my God, type of things. Especially with the cameos. So, you got hype and it was like, oh my God, this person or this character or whatever the case may be. But I think that's what kind of made it seem like it was just nonstop because of the things that was happening between the action, where you was like shocked or surprised, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of callbacks. There is a post-credit scene after the entire credits. So if you want to know, there is a post-credit scene at the very, very end of the credits. And what does this mean? Does it give you an idea of what it means with and another thing I will point out, they do come to terms, or they do mention the issues with Marvel. That's one thing they do, so you can understand what's going on. The movie knows this, and they make their quips about it and different things like that. So you'll notice that in the movie, and that's not like a spoiler review. That's just like what it is, because everybody knows Marvel's had some hard times in the past few years in this phase, but they do talk about that, which is kind of interesting. The one thing that I'm not positive about is where it goes from here, because they make little innuendos about different things, but then there's one specific thing that Deadpool sees that he wonders what's happening, that might give you an inclination of where he might be going or where he'll end up, which is kind of interesting, and that's something that you'll see. And I don't want to give that away either. Dang, it's so close to like just.
I think you need to.
You know,
we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah, because I don't want to slip.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I can say, it was a great movie. It was a fun movie, especially for fans of the genre, MCU, fans of Deadpool, fans of Wolverine. I will say this. Here's another thing. Wolverine, this is the hardest I've seen Wolverine go in any movie Wolverine was in.
Yeah.
I mean, he went hard in Logan to a certain degree, but he was older and not 100%. In the other movie, like The Wolverine, he went hard in that kind. He went hard in that one, but not like he did in this one. He goes hard in this one.
Yeah,
like he goes hard. I mean, it was cool to see Wolverine, especially in the suit, just giving it his all and doing his thing. Deadpool, like always, his fights were always on point in all the movies.
And hilarious.
And hilarious. Oh my God, hilarious. So I will say that Wolverine went all out in this one. So you'll be happy to know that Wolverine gets his due in this movie, and you can see that Wolverine, that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds really had fun doing this this film, and it comes across that way too. Yeah. So if you're thinking about if you should go see it or not, go see it. It's a great movie, a nice fun movie to see, hilarious, lots of action, a great comic book movie. I don't think that you'll be disappointed in this particular movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I said, I do want to see where this goes from here, as far as that goes, because there's no other MCU movie coming out until I think Captain America: Brave New World. Yeah, and I'm not sure what they're going to be coming with after that. I don't quite remember, but I'm just curious to see where it all starts to, where the road goes into the next Avengers movie, and who's going to be involved and who's going to be connected to it all the way up until the Avengers movies after that, which is Secret Wars. So, but this is a good start. This is a really good start. It kind of brings Marvel back to its prominence, and I'm happy for it. Comic book fans should be happy about it also. So, but if you've seen it, let us know about. If you've seen it, let us know down below if you enjoyed it. What did you think about it? Make sure you let us know. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell to let you know when we're dropping those gems. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.